down some myths about PMS, separating fact from fiction. Please welcome Dr. Marjorie Dixon. We've got some answers. So much is said about PMS that I think it's good that we sort of talk about it. We can't even talk about it enough. It's a real thing, and it happens, and it's different for different women.
Absolutely. And
right?
I think it's interesting that you say, like, it's real.
It's real.
So as a gynecologist, by the time I see people, they need me.
Yes.
People who have symptoms at home of the PMS. So what is PMS? By definition, premenstrual, so it's before your period, and the 1 to 2 weeks before you get your period, this syndrome of symptoms. And the symptoms are, they can be physical, they're behavioral. Behavioral, like you start to eat.
Yeah, you're hungry. I want some stuff.
That otherwise you might never go for. And
Yeah.
it happens in a cyclic pattern just before you get your period, in the 1 to 2 weeks before you get your period. So
Right.
they're behavioral things, eating, whatever. It is also physical things, things that change. So people say, I had one patient who says, I have 2 sets of clothing. I have one set of clothing for the beginning once I get my period, and then the other set of clothing for the last 2 weeks before my period comes.
Yes, because the bloating.
Because of the bloating.
Right.
So, and the fluid retention.
Yes.
So that's just for some people. One woman told me that her breast size goes up.
Yes.
So she has 2 sets of bras.
Oh.
And that's not for everyone. I know, right?
Oh.
So that's not for everyone. So those are physical changes, the behavioral things, and then there are mood changes.
Right.
So for some women, it's anxiety. They get nervous. Some women, they get low. And then for other women, they get angry and irritable. Yeah.
Okay, I get low.
You get low?
I get sad.
Does it happen every month?
And it's not every month. And I mean, I was saying to you, I don't know why I'm still surprised by this.
I know, right?
It's your PMS. If I'm feeling sad and there's nothing wrong happening in life, look at a calendar, Tracy.
Well, that's the thing.
Just look at it.
And that's
maybe it's PMS again.
Yes.
I don't know why it's a mystery because I get very sad.
I should know this, right?
Yeah.
And then it happens, and I'm like, I'm driving home from work. I'm like, I need to stop and get me Doritos.
Right.
But it can't be just any Doritos. It has to be the tried, tested, true, the regular cheese, not the fancy with the spicy or the whatever. Just
you need regular Doritos.
Old school. And
you need
just
what you
2 or
need.
3, and I'm good to go. And it's in the second half of the cycle. So you have to recognize that it's at that cyclic time, because remember, we've talked about this. Estrogen in the beginning, then you get a little horny with the estrogen, and then the progesterone comes, breasts get tender, you get bloated, you get moody, you get irritable, and then you get your period, you're like a new person again.
Well, I want to test the audience on some of this. We've got sort of a true or false thing happening right now. So the first one I'm going to ask you is, all women experience PMS. Is that true or false? All women experience it. Most of you are saying false. I say false too.
Oh, look, someone put up false and then changed it.
False,
I like
true.
that.
False, true.
False, true.
What is it?
It's not all women. It's about 75% of women.
So it is false.
It's completely false.
Okay. Because you might not go through any symptoms at all.
Yes,
you can clap for yourself.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
75.
PMS symptoms can be so severe that medical attention is needed. I'm going to go for true. Everybody's saying true but one. No, there's 3 falses.
There's 3 falses. Actually, it's true.
It's true.
It's true. And that's actually called PMDD. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
What is that?
So that's where it's really extreme, and it's associated with difficult interpersonal relationships. So people can be really difficult to work with at their jobs.
Yes.
They might feel particularly angry and irritated and maybe even depressed or anxious, that it's interfering with their activities of daily living. So you have the physical and some of the behavioral things, but on top of it, it becomes debilitating in your interactions. And that's where you might even need to see a doctor to get medical pharmacotherapy intervention. So remember, our hormones will affect our brain neurotransmitters, the chemicals in our brain.
Yeah.
And we have happy chemicals, and we have chemicals that are dysregulated when we have things like depression and anxiety. And there are particular antidepressant and particularly anti-anxiety medications called selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, the SSRIs, and those can really help bring the happy chemicals back so that people can manage their daily activities.
Okay, so it can get really bad.
It can get bad. But it's only in 3 to 8% of women, so most of us are not affected.
But it's rare.
It's rare.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
You can manage your PMS symptoms. True or false? You can manage your PMS symptoms. True or false?
I love optimism, so yes, true.
Oh, is it? Because I said false.
Did you say false?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I need help.
No, well, okay. So for some women they can, like we said, the
Yeah.
PMDD. But for most women, we keep calm, carry on,
can
we manage it. So,
Okay.
so if you're, a lot of what we talk about at Cityline,
Yes.
about mindfulness,
Yes.
about exercise,
Eating properly.
So even though you crave this stuff,
Don't drink the wine.
don't. And notice how there's only one glass, wine
I
for
know.
one. Like it's alone drinking when you're having your PMSing.
I don't even need a glass. Just give me a straw.
But it's
No.
not a good idea
It's
because
not
it will
good.
exacerbate
Right.
the fluid retention, the breastness. So it's not a good idea.
I do hear the information, I just don't follow it.
Okay, how about this? PMS and PMDD can be genetically inherited. I'm going to take a stab at it and say true. Most of you are saying true. Can it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So should you be looking to your mom, your
Well,
grandma?
I mean, you look at your family history, and as much as you're kind of doomed by your genetics and where you come from,
Right.
And if you have a family history, seriously, if you have a family history of depression or anxiety,
Yes.
You're more likely to be afflicted with a PMDD.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a parent or a sister, so your female relatives or your closest relatives, in as much as your reproduction and what happens around your cycles,
Yeah.
and somebody else has pretty bad PMS, likely that you will as well.
Okay.
So yes, there is a familial or genetic variant.
Interesting. PMS symptoms are similar to early pregnancy symptoms. True or false? PMS symptoms are similar to early pregnancy symptoms.
Oh, we're torn today.
I'm going to say true to
that
this.
was torn.
They're half and half. What is it?
You're right. It's true.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
the tender breast.
Why? Do you know why? It's not a test.
No, I
but
don't know.
Progesterone. So
Oh, it's progesterone.
Progesterone. So remember,
Got
when
it.
you ovulate, the progesterone in the second half of the cycle, you have progesterone receptors. That's where your breasts get tender, you get bloated.
Yeah.
In pregnancy, you have progesterone that then comes from the placenta. So all of the like angry, bloated, moody stuff
Yeah,
is
same.
an effect of the progesterone. So progesterone in pregnancy, progesterone in the second half of your cycle, PMS.
Does it also make you tired? Because that
It's-
happens in the beginning of pregnancy.
Yes, so that's also part of it. Hypersomnia, insomnia. In fact, as a fertility specialist, I often give patients progesterone to help to maintain the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And for some women, they're like, "Doc, you gotta.
tired.
I can't do it. I
Yeah.
want to sleep all the time."
Okay.
So yeah, that's part of it too.
Good, true or false? You guys know a lot. Good for you. That
Smart
was
people.
great.
Smart